Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today in the shop we got a 17 Silverado. Waiting on some parts on the Mustang, our last video, the Shelby. We got a bunch of stuff coming for it. So while it's sitting over there, in the meantime, I've got this truck in. We're gonna go ahead and pull the bed off, the bumper, get the bed on the dolly, and we've got to pull the bedside off of it. He got it pretty good. I think he jackknifed the trailer, and right in there it's tore, and then it's got it pretty kinked right there on that inner wheel well. I'm gonna throw everybody on a tripod. We're gonna go ahead and get these bolts and everything out of the way and get this on our dolly. So first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and get this bumper out of the way, and it's got some 15s and 18s, and I think it's 21 on the bottom on each side, and then a 13mm kind of under the tag on the inside. And it don't really take too long if you've got some power tools. If you had to do this by hand, it'd probably take a pretty good minute, but since I've got a lot of this battery stuff, it's pretty quick. Next is the tailgate, and it's a 13mm on each side, and then there's the wire on the inside of it that goes behind the spare tire. It plugs in for the camera. After it's out of the way, I roll my cherry picker in there and hook up my innovative kind of bed tool in here, and I'll use it to pick up the rear of the bed, because the bumper where the brackets are, they'll hit the bed and you can't get it off without getting the bed up high enough. It's just how Chevrolet designed them. It's aggravating, but it's how it is. But I'll kind of use, I used to have to use a jack to jack the bed up a little bit to get the bumper off. This works way easier, especially just being here me by myself. Once the bumper's out of the way, I'll kick it off to the side, and then I'll drop my cherry picker down and just go ahead and kick it inward and set it up to where I can go ahead and get that bed off. And this works way better than me having to grab 3 other guys and pick it up and hopefully not drop anything. They've got better stuff out there. Sooner or later I'm probably gonna get set up with one of those deals, but for the meantime, this right here works. So pretty much now I'm just jacking it up almost like you would if you was pulling a motor, but like we're pulling the bed. And I'm just checking each side. I got some rags in between the bed and the cab of the truck because I don't have no help at this moment, but I get some here in a little bit. But I get it up pretty high and just kind of checking back and forth, just making sure not to hit anything. And then once I get it to where it's high enough and I know I can clear them tires, I'll go ahead and have my buddy hold that bed still, and then I'll hop in the truck and pull it out. And after the truck's out of the way, I'll throw it on my bed dolly, and that way I can kind of actually get to doing what I need to do, like on this dolly. So now that the bed's off and everything's ready to go, it's time to start getting all the stuff off of it. Getting the tail light out, getting the trim off, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of this plastic stuff nowadays, it breaks. It's just, it is not really meant to get taken off and put back on. They designed a lot of it to where it's not hard to break some of the stuff. Luckily on this one, I didn't break anything. I've got this real long clip puller, and I can kind of, once I get one side kind of started, I can slip up and hit those little plastic tabs and just kind of slip it in there and pop it up and just kind of go back and forth, start working, you know, my way. I'm about halfway done now. And once you get the first half done, the second half seems to always come off a little easier. I don't know why that is, but it just always seems to be. So once you get some of the stuff started and going, it just kind of falls into places as far as coming off. And so after that, I gotta go ahead and get the tail light out. Bed, it's on dolly. Went ahead and got the trim off of it and the tail light and all that stuff that we got to get off of it. I went ahead and marked all the spot welds that I got to remove to get this bedside off. And you can drill them, you can grind them. I personally feel like the belt sander is probably the fastest way to get through a lot of these. It's loud, it's annoying, and you throw a lot of sparks, but it's quick. And so I'm 30 guys on a tripod, and we're gonna see if we knock that out real quick. So this is my belt sander. It's a Harbor Freight special. I think it's the Bauer version or something like that. I've had it for probably about 1.5 years right now, and it ain't let me down yet. And I've got some 36 grit belts on there, and I'm just going over all the spot welds and just basically grinding through that first skin or pretty close to it. I'll take my panel beater and just tap right through it. And this is by far, for me, probably the fastest way I've ever been able to go through spot welds. It's loud and it's kind of aggravating, and drilling them's a lot less messier. You don't throw as many sparks around, and you don't have to really wear as much safety equipment or headphones. but it takes a little bit longer. So grinding them's just kind of, I fell around on using it here a couple years ago, and ever since then that's kind of been my preferred way to grind a lot of these welds off. And on quarter panels too, if I'm going through spot welds, it just seems to work really fast. And so right now I'm kind of finishing up getting the last of them. Now I did go ahead and drill these welds out, and this is old. It's not a real sharp drill bit, so if you're doing this, get a sharp drill bit. But because I'm welding on the inside of that panel in a sense, I don't need to try to grind that out. I got to keep that to where it's not, I don't need to destroy it. So right here's one of the tricks, that all these bedsides now have this like glue panel bond around the wheel well and around the top. And it's crazy hard to get to try to, you know, get it off without just kind of beating the mess out of stuff. So I seen some guys a while back, they was talking about, I posted their video on this on TikTok, and they said, man, go ahead and get that stuff hot and then try to beat through it. And I said, I'm gonna do it on the next one. And so this right here is the next one. And I ended up doing that, and it helped a lot better. Bedsides are still a little, you know, you still gotta do a little beating, a little bit of elbow grease to get them off, but it was nowhere near as aggravating as before I heated it up. So if you guys know another one of these, you know, you might not have a little propane torch, you know, might have to use a heat gun or something like it, but it definitely worked wonders as far as getting that glue to release a lot easier, my panel beater to cut through it a lot quicker. And so this doesn't really take all day like the last one did. And I didn't have to go by and do a bunch of crazy hammer and dollying work, because I didn't do a whole lot of damage to the inner wheel well like I did on the last one before I started heating the stuff up and getting the glue nice and hot. And so I got a propane torch again, and now I'm just going over the top and just really trying to get it hot. And if I had the audio on, you could hear, I could actually hear a lot of the glue kind of separating, kind of popping back and forth. And I had to wiggle it a little bit off camera, but it come off pretty easy. So there's our blue glue. And what I have to do is go back on all those welds and kind of grind them down so they're real flush and that they're not kind of raised, holding that new bedside up. In the same way with down here around the wheel well, I got to clean up all that glue, and then any of those raised edges, I got to do a little hammer and dolly work, a little bit more hammer and dolly work, and then where I believe it was a trailer jackknife this bedside, to where I've got to get all that out. And so here's my new bedside in the box from the Chevy dealer. On stuff like this, I don't use aftermarket. I just get OEM stuff. Life's a lot simpler if you do that. And I know it fits pretty easy. So now I'm just kind of test fitting it. You definitely want to wear gloves. You do not want to do this barehanded. You will slip and you'll lose some skin trying to get these panels kind of pulled around, everything to fit nice and tight. And it takes a little bit of wiggling, but usually once you get that back piece kind of over, everything kind of falls into place pretty good after that. And it's just kind of some back and forth, and this is kind of sort of like a dry fit before we really do any kind of panel bonding or anything, to make sure we ain't got no surprises. So that's over. Some of these bedsides, they're kind of aggravating to put on sometimes. Sometimes you'll clip a finger trying to slip something around and get in the skin on the actual part of the bed. But it's done, it's out of the way. It's looking pretty good right now. I've got a few little spots that I need to go ahead and kind of dolly and move around on that wheel well. And then I need to put my tail light in, put tailgate on, make sure everything's gonna fit right, do me some marks and some clecos. And after it, I can pull that off and then get everything prepped to go on for the last time to do the panel bond and the welding. I'm gonna wrap this video up right here, and that way it's not crazy long, but then I can kind of upload it sooner, because if I wait till the whole job's done, it's gonna take me a couple more days to get all this done and then paint it and then put back on the truck. So I'm gonna try to split this one up into maybe 2 parts, hopefully not 3, but possibly. But I appreciate all you guys watching. Any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next video.